In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to lay out a lateral ditch using the roadway baseline as the baseline for the ditch as well. So let's go to Corridors tab, New Corridor, and at the prompt, Locate Corridor Baseline, I'm going to select the roadway baseline. At the prompt, Locate Profile, I'm not going to reset for active profile, but actually select the profile to make sure I've got the right one. And that's profile Y2. I can then give this a corridor name. It says a starting station of 16 plus 46, so I'll put that in the name, and it's on the left side. All right, now that I've done that, I need to select my template. I'm going to create a lateral ditch using the lateral left side trapezoidal ditch with a Class B riprap. And then confirm that selection, and then put in my starting and stopping station. So I'm going to start this at 1646. Lock that in, data point to accept it, and then the ending station be 19 plus 40, and accept that, and then the interval. Now you can see the ditch corridor has been placed at the roadway baseline. I'll update the cross-section view, and there you can see it. So it is now, the control point for the ditch is now at the roadway center line, at the baseline. So I need now, the next step is to move this ditch from here down to the slope stake line where it belongs. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a point control. So I'm still remaining in the corridors tab here, and under edit, go to edits, create point control. And it's important with point controls to go through these steps in order from top to bottom. So you can put these, you can put the information into the dialog, but you'll find that you have to stop at certain points to accept the inputs before you can continue. So it's helpful to kind of keep your eye on the dialog, but also work through your heads up prompt. So the first prompt is to locate the corridor. So I need to locate my ditch corridor. The next is to confirm my start and stop stations. I'm going to apply this point control for the entire length of the corridor, so I can go ahead and accept those inputs. I need to give this a name, so I'm going to call this shift corridor because I'm going to this point control is going to shift the location of the ditch. Locate point. The point that I'm going to move is the point in the ditch corridor template associated with that point. It's called the ditch control line. So I'll go ahead and select that from my list of additional points right there. The mode I want to use, I have the option of horizontal, vertical, or both. I'm going to select both. I want this point to follow the slope stake line both horizontally and vertically. The next is to select the control type. I'm going to use a corridor feature. This slope stake line is a feature of the roadway corridor model, and that's what I'm going to use for control. Now, until I actually select the corridor, go ahead and I'll select that corridor. The corridor handle is a useful feature for that purpose, so I'm going to go ahead and locate that corridor. Now that I've identified that corridor, now I can go ahead and select the reference feature from that corridor. If you don't select the corridor first, you will not get any reference features to select. All right, so now what do I want? What I want, the specific feature that I want to use for control, I'm on the left side, so I want to use this one right here, SS fill. So now I've got everything. I can just need to go ahead and confirm the remaining inputs. And now the corridor shifts down to the slope stake line. If I update my cross-section view, we can see that there as well. The only thing remaining to do now is to apply a secondary alignment. Because I used the roadway corridor, the roadway baseline for the ditch baseline, all the template drops for the ditch are perpendicular to the roadway baseline, which we do not want. We want the template drops for the ditch corridor to be perpendicular to the flow line of the ditch itself, not perpendicular to the roadway. We can address that by applying a secondary alignment. So I'll go up to Edit here, create secondary alignment. At the prompt, select corridor. I'm going to select one of the corridor handles for my ditch, not the road, because it's the ditch corridor that I'm making an edit to. And then it says select secondary alignment. So this is the feature I want to use. I want to use the slope stake line as my secondary alignment. I need to accept my start and end stations. Those are the start and end stations for the slope stake line itself, and that's fine. Those go beyond the limits of my corridor, so I can go ahead and accept those. And then I can data point to accept the offset values, which I'll keep at 0. Now you can see the effect of that. Right now, the template drops for the ditch are perpendicular to the slope stake line, which is what we want.